Alright guys, this is kind of my review for Curse of Osiris. Is it worth $20? How is it? What kind of my thoughts on the whole DLC? I've done pretty much everything I think that there is to do. So first off, story was very okay. It didn't blow my mind. I never felt emotionally invested in anyone or anything. I mean, there's 8 story missions roughly, so I wasn't expecting to be like, you know, too emotionally, but I was expecting to be a little bit, since, you know, the original campaign was very like, especially at the end, where it was like pretty emotionally invested in the characters. This story, not in the slightest. It's not a bad story, but it doesn't seem focused. No spoilers, but it kind of like changed, unless I just kind of missed like something. It just kind of seemed like almost out of left field, where it's like, okay, first you gotta find Osiris, and then about 3 or 4 missions in, it's like it changes and it goes, okay, instead of finding Osiris, you have to do this, and the rest of the campaign focuses on that. So it's just kind of like, you know, whatever. But it didn't make for a bad story. It's still pretty interesting, but I just wish it kind of focused more on Osiris than what it did. Voice acting was awesome. I would rank it above House of Wolves, just a little bit better than that. For me, it would be like Destiny 2 at the top, the original campaign, and then Taken King, not Curse of Osiris, Rise of Iron, and then Curse of Osiris, and then House of Wolves, Dark Below, Destiny 1, Vanilla at the very bottom. So overall, it's pretty decent. There's some really cool stuff that they do in it, but you know, overall it's nothing to be wowed over. But it is, you know, I'd give it like a thumbs up. The adventures, however, are, I won't say boring, but there is next to no story in it whatsoever. Whereas in the original bunch of adventures, it seemed like they were very story centric, and they kind of expanded the lore and the universe, and like they kind of set up different things, you know, maybe for like future expansions. None of that is there in the Curse of Osiris adventures. It's literally, oh, that's weird, the Vex are simulating this reality that focuses on Cabal. I guess we better go stop it. And then that's it. There's like 4 or 5 adventures, and they're all the same. They're very, very slightly different. Like the one that they showed on the stream is the jumping puzzle one. All the other ones feel the same, just different enemies. Like the bosses are different. Half the time you get Cabal loaded areas, which is whatever, but I wish there was more variety. Like there's some take place in the past, but the Cabal still look the same, or the Fallen still look the same. The only thing that ever changes is depending on which reality of Vex you get. That's the only time any of the enemies look different, so it gets very repetitive very quickly. And on top of that, you can't go into the Infinite Forest on patrol. I thought that was a mistake. I was expecting to be able to go in there, maybe have like a you know, almost like a Prison of Elders type experience. You can't do that at all. The only time you're allowed in the Infinite Forest is on adventures or a strike. and that was disappointing. I think that's a big mistake. That's actually probably my biggest negative on the expansion, is that the adventures are just throwaway stuff. I really don't have much at all to say positive about the adventures besides the visuals are cool, but you get that in the story, and so I can't really even say that's because of the adventures. Like, that's the best part of them. They look gorgeous. But other than that, the public event is really cool. It's probably my favorite public event in Destiny, period. It's a lot of fun. I have a guide on how to get the heroic version done. I'll put that in the description if I remember. If not, just say, hey, where's that video? And I'll put it there. But, what else? The one thing that looks really promising that Destiny 2 desperately needs, from my personal experience, is the parables weapons that you have to forge. Those things, the first one you get is pretty easy. It doesn't take very long at all. The second one that I'm working on right now, I've been grinding for like the last hour and a half. I haven't watched any like how to farm these materials videos. I know they're probably out there, but just from like just going blind doing these things, it is taking a really long time, and I think Destiny 2 desperately needs something like that, where it's let me grind the hell out of public events, out of strikes, out of crucible matches, out of heroic strikes, whatever. Let me grind it. Give me a little thing that shows how much more I need to do, and then at the very end, let me get something cool. Destiny 2 needs a lot more of that. I think people would be happier with the game if it had more like things like that, and I think hopefully this is a sign of like the path that Bungie is trying to take with the game. If so, 2 thumbs up. I definitely want to see more of this. Grind for a while and get something cool. That needs to be a lot more of that. Whether it's just ornaments, which is also a thing, or if it's weapons. I prefer weapons and armor pieces. I would also like to see, depending on how the Masterworks comes next week, hopefully it's more than armor pieces. Hopefully it's more than weapons. Hopefully it's armor pieces as well, so you can re-roll your stats on armor. That would be incredible. But is this worth $20? Yeah, it's a $20 expansion. It's not designed to make sweeping changes to the game and change how you're going to play. It's, did you like Destiny 2 campaign and all of that? Did you like the gameplay? Okay, well, here's more of that. So if you didn't like the original version of Destiny 2, no, do not buy this, because you're going to be disappointed, and then you're just going to get, negative. Destiny 2 sucks, blah blah blah. Why did I spend $20 on this? However, if you liked Destiny 2, the campaign, you just ran out of stuff to do. Now it's boring. There's nothing to do, nothing to grind for. This is going to give you a little bit more of a grind to do. So this is definitely for fans of Destiny 2 Vanilla. If you're not, I would say wait until maybe the next expansion or the expansion after that, where they probably will make some more very hard swinging changes. If we don't get that in September, I would be very shocked. But for this, a $20 expansion, I was not expecting too many changes at all, and there aren't many. So my expectations were kind of low. My expectations were met. So, take that as you will. For me personally, yeah, it was worth $20. I would buy it. If you have the expansion pass, like I did, you already got it for free, so enjoy it. But other than that, that's going to do it for this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And other than that, I will talk to you guys later.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.